Thanks for clicking in. So I just got back from a 28-day ETH America Tour. 10,139 miles, 28 days, 27 states, which makes all 48 of the contiguous United States that I've now visited. I'm supposed to get a pin for membership or some shit. And finally home after 4 weeks. I figured for some of you folks that click out early, I'd go ahead and put the important message at the beginning instead of the end. For all new subscribers, I will tell you I am an acquired taste. I tend to tell you one story which turns into 4 stories, and at the very end I try to tie it all together into one important message. Sometimes I fail at that, sometimes I nail that bastard. I actually have a couple of those for you in this one, but that's beside the point. 28 days on the road, completely unplugged. Well, not completely, but 98.4% unplugged from social media, except for some picture updates of where we were going. And catch up on some crypto news in the evening if I could, in my private time. But mostly unplugged. But before I get rolling here, let me do a couple of shout outs. What an incredible journey. Guys, I can't begin to share with you what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've learned. I'm going to try over the next couple of weeks. But it's kind of like filling a thimble with a fire hose. And also, I've been detached from what's going on out there in the real world and what's going on in the market. So that also is kind of like filling a thimble with a fire hose on the information that's coming in. And so before I get started, I guess I need to do a couple of shout outs. Number one, first and foremost, my good buddy Dave. Man, it was an honor. It was an amazing journey. It was a blessing. And to be able to do that with you and experience all that with you made it even more so. So thanks for being a part of that. Thanks for everything. It was incredible. I want to do a shout out to Chico Crypto. Tyler, it was a pleasure to meet you in person. I'm going to circle back around because I know a lot of people want to know about that. But I'm going to come back to that. Crypto and Culture, Kenzie. You as well, man. You were a big help during the time that I was on the road. Many nights. You were my first contact with the outside world. I had just gone to my little place where I was going to get some privacy for the night, whether it be watching the waves roll in or checking out the stars in the middle of the desert. But a lot of times you were my first contact with the outside world, even before Tyler's videos, because you were coming on live right then if you were doing a live stream, and I really appreciate it. However, I did hear in your latest stream where you accepted a challenge from one of your subs, who I assume is a YouTuber as well, to do a video per day in October. And even though I wasn't invited, I'm going to invite myself. So here I am. I'm showing up at your door, knocking at your door. But I got beer. I'm uninvited, but I got beer. And I got my special private stock that I showed you a picture of with me. So I'm going to invite myself to this challenge with a twist that the three of us, me, you, and whatever the name of your sub is, and I'm sorry I don't know his name right now, that we all submit on Halloween, on Cryptoween, we submit a Cryptoween themed video. And then the only fair way to do it is the three of us put it up, and then the three of us rate each other's and see who puts out the best video. But hey, thanks a lot, man. You were a good source of information while I was on the road. Really appreciate it. Now let me circle back to Tyler, because I know a lot of folks want to hear about Tyler. Let me tell you, folks, right off the bat, he didn't tell me what coin to buy. He didn't tell me what to be looking for in the future. It wasn't that kind of a visit. It was a real person visit, and I really appreciate that, Tyler. Really appreciate that. It was an incredible experience having the opportunity to meet you in the real world. And for those of you wondering, we talked about bees. We talked about a little bit of crypto, but more in a conceptual context, more so than this coin or that coin. We really didn't have that kind of conversation, but it was incredibly enjoyable. And as a matter of fact, I took a short video when he took us to a park there in Chico that I had taken. There was a dog that was chasing around, a little drone that his owner was running around the place, and jokingly I posted that in the Telegram group saying, hey, Tyler just told me what coin to buy next. And somebody responded, and they responded, it was a joke, oh, it's Robotronics XRT. And I laughed that a lot of people evidently went in and started buying it anyway, because the price jumped $3-4 there in like 5 minutes. So I came back into the Telegram group to tell you guys it was a joke. You guys are wound too tight. But the good thing is that we did sit around and we talked, and we pretty much solved the problems of the world. So that's one less thing that you got to worry about. Shout out to my buddy Pat, the person I've known the longest in my life that's not related to me. We were going to hang out in the Portland area for a while, but with all the fires and the smoke and everything that was going on, it was just kind of unbearable to hang. So instead of hanging there for 2 days, he packed a bag and rode with us for a couple of days, couple of nights. Well, I think 3 days, 2 nights. And then took a flight back home as we continued our journey. And also Miss Kate of Kate's Little House of TNA. I tell you what, sweetheart, if I could, I would send you 12 different shirts just so that we could make a calendar. Oh my God. I know that all boobs matter. Known a whole lot of really hard-working boobs, good boobs. But now you are the measuring stick for boobs in my mind's eye. ETH America. So, we went on a road trip. And when I had popped into the Telegram group early one morning before we went to go do what we were going to go do, I saw a post which led me to believe that there was a misunderstanding on what this road trip was about. Contrary to popular opinion, this was not a Boobs Across America tour. We were there to see one incredible woman, Mother Nature. And she was tighter than tight. She was finer than fine. She was the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen.
I don't know about how they do it, where you from, but son, them girls down in the country, they be getting it done. I ain't never seen no country girl shake it like that. Shake it, baby, shake it, baby. Said I ain't never seen no country girl shake it like that. Shake it like that. Shake it, baby.
All right, but we are a crypto channel, so let's talk a little bit of crypto. And this is kind of how I'm going to do some of the videos here in the future, because I've got a whole lot of stuff to show you. So I may just put that up for the visual and talk crypto behind it. Can't remember, one of the big guys does that. Except these pictures will be mine. Except for the beer chasing the elk into the water. That actually happened the day before we got there. But the picture of him sitting there eating the elk, that's my picture. All right, so Chain X holders. Sometime during the trip, I was going to take some profit out of PCX and put it into something else. And wasn't paying attention and kind of in a hurry and had bad internet connection. Anyway, I wasn't focused. And when I did the deposit to Hotbit to sell some of my PCX, I did not put the memo item number into the transaction. Now, I heard somebody talking about this in the Telegram chat several weeks ago. Didn't really have any context as what he was referring to, but I do now. Because here's what happens. It's not like a lot of exchanges. That wallet is not your specific wallet. There's one big catch wallet. So if you don't put that memo ID in there, it kind of goes to a black hole. And if you put that memo ID in there, it goes straight to this main wallet, and then they move it over to you. Why? I don't know. But the minute that I noticed that it had already cleared the blockchain, but an hour had passed and it still wasn't to the exchange, I called them up. I said, hey. Well, I didn't call them up, but I sent them an email. I said, hey. Here's the transaction number. Here's the sending address. Here's the receiving address. I need that put into my account, please. And evidently, I was asking him to move mountains. It turned out to be a much bigger deal than I thought it would have been. And they really gave me two choices. Neither of them are acceptable. One, I can either wait 3 months, not 1 day shorter, 3 months, while they resolve this clerical error. Or I can wait 1 week and they'll send it back to the sending address, but then I can't trade or do any withdrawals for 2 months. And I showed them a copy of the catch-all wallet, and there's been 5 transfers to this wallet all day. There's been 5 transfers. What do you mean it's going to take you 3 months to find it? Here, I found it in 3 seconds. Here it is. Evidently, they can find it in a week, even though it took me only 3 seconds, if I want them to send it back to the sending address. But it takes them 3 months to find it if I want it credited to my account there on the exchange. Really pissed me off. And I did check just to make sure that they weren't collecting staking rewards on my misfiled tokens, but I'll let you know how that turns out. However, learn from my mistake. If you're a Chainx holder and sending it to the exchange, make sure to double check to see if there is a memo number for you to put into your PCX wallet before you send it to the exchange. Feel like an idiot.
Dirty blonde, black roots, Cuban heels, suede boots, Gretsch drums, blackface Sam, a 65 Vibra champ, bottle lightning, heating a can, sloppy cool, 2-piece band, short dress, torn stockings, that chick singing, it's badass rockin', badass rockin'. Badass rockin', that chick singer is badass rockin'.
Alright, well I guess that's pretty much it. Good to be back. Alright, no, not really. But it is good to be back if I have to be back. How about that? There we go. I'll be talking to you every day for the next 4 weeks, it looks like. Thank you so much to the Chico Army members that sent me a heads up, one via text and about 10 of you via Telegram private message about the Uniswap airdrop. Guys, thank you so much. That was really thoughtful of y'all, and I really, really appreciate it. And I went and grabbed it. I had 3 different wallets, and one of them had been staking for a while, so that one had more than the 400 in it, which I was pretty happy about. And when it was at that low price, that first night, I just threw it all in the liquidity pool and letting it sit. So thank you guys for giving me that heads up. But here is a special surprise for you guys. We'll talk to you later. You know what? I actually just changed my mind. The surprise that I was going to put for you here, I'm going to do in an early video tomorrow, because to catch up and do 31 videos in 31 days, there's going to be some days where I'm going to have to do 2. And I just got a notification that Crypto Culture is going live stream right now, so I'm going to tune out and listen to that. Let this go ahead and start rendering, and then do my special surprise for you first thing tomorrow, the first of 2 videos for tomorrow. So y'all rock on, have a wonderful night.
That I keep my gratitude
I missed you guys.
higher than my expectations.
This is part of my life.
Well, I have really good days.